Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and today I was thinking everybody might be getting a little low on supplies these days, so I thought we'd use some common objects in our house that we can use to make junk journals. And I thought we'd start with the lovely white bed sheet. Now you might have one of these. I went into my garage the other day, actually yesterday, and I have 4 big bins of material that I have been collecting, and one of them was this white bed sheet that I have laundered, and it's a nice cotton bed sheet, but it has so many versatile uses. It is so versatile in the world of junk journaling. So I want to show you. Let's dive in. 10 things that you can make with a white bed sheet for junk journals. And honestly, one white bed sheet, and this is only a twin, will last you a long time when it comes to junk journal world. Okay, so this is demo of, this is the prototype of the bed sheet, but I think you all know what a bed sheet looks like. So I'll remove that. Okay, number 1, I have my little list. So this is more of a show and tell than a how-to, but I also have some other updates that I want to go over with you of things happening at the Paper Outpost that I think you might find interesting. Okay, let me show you the first thing. I'm rubbing some glue off my hands. Okay, number 1. Oh, I had a pile of fun making these. I want to show you these. I tore some strips and then I took some rubber stamps and I stamped them. Like this one says magic all the way across. Okay. And so some are word stamps and some are, plant stamps, symbol stamps, things like that. I use some peg stamps. I use some smaller stamps. You can even use bigger stamps and just go right across the strip of fabric. The fabric is very easy to tear, which makes it very fun to tear strips and make fun things out of. Now you can use these as individual strips themselves in your art projects, or you can also cut them up and use them as little individual embellishments as you go. What is this? This is a little raccoon. Yes, how about that? How cute is he? Is he cute? Okay, so we have bees and we have butterflies and we have sunflowers and all sorts of fun things. So pull out those old rubber stamps if you haven't been using them in a while, and you can splash some coffee dye on them too, which can give it a nice cool look. Maybe you're just mopping up your morning coffee in case you knocked it over, but that can add a cool look to a white bed sheet. Very cool. And here's Moon. Had some fun going on the internet trying to Noom. Okay, now it's Moon. Going on the internet trying to find some word stamps. But there you go. Or you can get the individual stamps, with the letters. Let me show you. Like these, and then just stamp out the words yourself with the individual letters is another way to do it. Takes a little longer, but not bad either. Or sometimes you can find the whole word if you're lucky. All right. Okay, so that's number 1, strips. Okay, now these strips can also be used as, let me show you. I have a demo ready here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, as, where are you? Page trims. Now, I went ahead and demonstrated a snippet, like I snipped it up and just ran a bead of Fabrifix down there and then just applied them. Actually started from the bottom and I applied them this way, and that made a tile effect, kind of like a roof tile effect for a page trim. And you could also do the same thing with a whole strip, not needing to cut them up, but you could glue it on like that. That might look cool, or maybe across the top. That might look cool. So page trim is another idea. Okay, so there we go. Let me just move you over. All right, and a little update, what I wanted to tell you, I had a good experience with the sale we recently had on the 4 journals that I did the big announcement, and I'm going to call the big announcement of journals for sale. It was an experiment. I wanted to see how it went, and I think it went well for most, but I can see that some people struggled with it because maybe their internet wasn't very fast, or they weren't quite sure they couldn't find the Paper Outpost Etsy page, or what have you, but there were some little issues, or maybe they are not that tech savvy and it was a little difficult to navigate. So I came up with an idea, and I thought I might do this going forward to give everybody maximum opportunity to purchase a journal if they want. And that is, I think I'm going to have 3 categories of journal sales. One is going to be the traditional announcement where I may have a collection of journals for sale, And I will put an announcement out on YouTube, maybe below in the description box. Maybe I'll announce it on a video. I call it mass blasting. I'll mass blast it out to my Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all that type of thing, Instagram. So it will be out there in the social media universe that there is a sale coming, and the date and the time and everything for the sale will be announced ahead of time, so you can plan accordingly, because I know everybody has different schedules, and if they do have to take time off or schedule that time, that is helpful for that. And I will do the sales at times where, these announced sales at times where it can be beneficial across the country. So the last one we did, I did the video at 7 a.m. Which was very early in California time, but the actual journals didn't go for sale until 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, which I think is 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that's kind of a more realistic time frame for everybody. Okay, so that's category number one. Category number two is going to be what I call a flash sale with video. Okay, so this might be a different video that pops up, not necessarily at one of my scheduled times, but maybe it'll just pop up on some other day or some other time, and it will be basically announcing that at that time there is a journal or several journals for sale, unannounced, just at random. So, you know, it's kind of a free-for-all sort of thing. Just run over there and see if you catch it, if you happen to be online at that time. And then the third one is going to be the secret flash sale, where I'm not going to do a video. I'm not going to say a word through social media or YouTube or anything like that. I'm just going to put a journal up for sale in my Etsy shop. And that way, you know, you might get a chance at it. So maybe you're just, you know, meandering over to your YouTube and you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll click on a Paper Outpost video, but I wonder if she's got a journal for sale. So I go to my description box below, I see the link to the Etsy shop, and I click on it. And if I can't find the link to the Etsy shop, maybe I'm on a tablet or I'm on a phone. I know if you're on the Android phone, you click on the little golden arrow right below the video on the right, and that will open up the description box. And I believe there's a similar button on the iPhone that says more. Oh, that's what my husband told me. That will open up the description box, and there you'll have the link. I know sometimes it's hard when you're punching in the name of the Paper Outpost on Etsy. It doesn't always come up, and it's weird. Etsy is very peculiar about the way they want a word typed in order to find a shop name. It's very difficult. It's much easier if you have the link. So if you can find the description box or find the link or save that link, and it'll be in the description box below this video if you're looking for it, that's where to find it. Okay, so that's just quick review again. It'll be the big announce, the video with flash sale unannounced, and then the unannounced flash sale that can happen anytime where there's no video and journals just pop up in my store. So that way I thought, that might give everybody a good chance at finding something. And so we're going to try that for a little while. How about that? Okay, so let's move along here to tip number 2, clusters. So these are very easy with your bed sheet. I just made 3 examples here so you could see. Let me stand up so I can see. Okay, so here's example number 1, little bed sheet with the word stamp. That's actually using those strips over there. I cut them up and made a cluster. You can also do them with shapes, doesn't have to be words. And these were random scraps actually found on my floor at the moment because I've been doing a lot of journal making. And a little goose. And and some book page in there and things like that. And so that's number 2, clusters. Okay, so let me put clusters there. And the first one was the strips, clusters. Number 3 is, what are we on time? All right, we're good. Number 3 is covers. Oh yes, okay, let me show you these. All right, hang on. All right, I've been working on some journals, and I'm really just in the throes of it now, but basically I'm going to show you a lot of the backs. These are all, or they all were originally white laundered bedsheet, but then I played with my distress inks and things like that, and I just had some fun and I dyed them. So I thought they came out really cool. I'm going for sort of a nature vintage theme and different things. Some came out sort of more celestial and mystical, but all sorts of different colors. This was the patterned bedsheet. And Yeah, and here's another patterned bed sheet actually. So those are the covers that came out. They haven't obviously been completed, but you can also use your bed sheets for covers. They make excellent covers. They're very easy to work with, very easy to fold, and they're very strong. So, okay. So yeah, a little close up of one. Okay, so you can get an idea of how that works. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So there are covers. Okay. So next, don't hold the line, Missy. Get moving. Okay, I'm moving. Spine dangle. And I think we got a tiny preview of this one, but this is just an example of a spine dangle. You can tear strips of your bed sheet. Like I said, they're very easy to tear, and you can make a beautiful, very quick, very easy, very fun spine dangle. And this one is still very long. I haven't completed the process on this, and I'm going to do a lot more to this one, but I just wanted to show you that if you don't have ribbons, if you don't have lace, if you don't have things like that easily available to you, don't overlook a good old bed sheet. And I would recommend for texture and feel, I guess it's more of a personal choice than anything, but I like the cotton bed sheets. I think they have a nice texture to them, and they also grab dye very well if you're thinking about dyeing any of your strips. And you could dye all these different strips, different colors. That would look so amazing. So those are other options. You could make spine dangles with your bed sheets. Yeah, there we go. And that's just attached with a little bulldog clip. Can you see that? Okay. Put you over there, cutie. And we already did page trims. Fabric journal cards. Okay, so I was just goofing around. You know how I goof. And this is a piece of bed sheet that was dyed. It's actually part of one of the covers that I trimmed off. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun just to make a little fabric journal card with it? So I just, put some liquid, this is actually Nuvo drops and stickles on there. It's still drying, so I'm trying to be careful. You know me. And I just put some inking and a word stamp, and I drew some lines with a jelly pen on the back. And I am trying to put all the links in my Amazon shop for things that I use. Now I'm trying to be much better at that. So if you're looking for something, I have added stencils. I've added some beading, because I've used that in some videos, and a few other things. So you might want to check in there to see for newly added items. Okay, so next we have the fabric flip. Oh, come back over here, little journal. And I made marks with the fabric so I could find it. And here is a very basic example, simple example of a fabric flip. And this is a dyed piece of white bed sheet, and it actually has one of those strips. I cut off the leaf there to use as a little tag, a tab here actually, and it just opens up and it gives you a little place to write and something like that. But just as a quick example, and this is also one of those pieces of stamped fabric as well. So there's so many things that you can do with a little bit of fabric, and so that's the fabric flip. Okay, yes. All right, moving right along, moving right along. What do we have next on the roster? We have tag toppers. Okay, I have two examples of tag toppers for you here. And one, you can use your fabric strips to use as a tag topper. Yes, thank you, I can talk. And this is just a basic tag, basic construct. And I used a slot hole punch to make this slit, which makes it easier to get multiple fibers through at the same time. And that's an example of a tag topper using bed sheets. Okay, and then here's a different style. This is a gathered rucked or ribbon. There's a word for this, I can't think of it right now. But basically it's fabric ruffle. Thank you, fabric ruffled together. And then I also used one of the pieces over there. I had it in, I had a yesterday stamp, and I thought that was nice for the old timely clothing on this. So you can make fun and easy tag toppers with your bed sheets. How fun is that? And these are just little flat back pearls that I put on there. See that? And I'll try and put some of those in the Amazon store in the description box below, so you can find them if you're looking. And what else do we have? What else do we have? Next we have the grand, where'd it go? Here it is. Is that it? Yep. Okay. The journal wrap. Sometimes you'll say, hey, I need a way to close my journal, but I don't have any of those hinge posts. I don't have any of that fancy stuff. What to do? So I made I tied two of my torn fabric bedsheet strips together, and then the very ends I put on some of these just adorable little black safety pins that were gifted to me by a wonderful friend. Thank you very much. You know who you are. And I decided that would be a very fun way to wrap a journal. And somebody was asking the other day, I think it was in the Facebook group, how do you wrap a really fat journal? I have my ways. But there are many. But one easy way is if you take strips and you double them or triple them up, or you go around several times, it's very easy to wrap your journal and make a little tie on one side, and you can tie a bow, or you can just flip it through, whatever's easy. You know, and you can have a little extra in case the journal gets fatter, or you can make it, the nice thing about it not being attached is it can be made fatter or thinner very easily. So you have these little dangles just to give it a little weight. And there you go. You've got your journal tie. So a journal wrap or a journal tie is another thing that you can make very easily. And these can be colored according to your journal at the moment. A nice thing to do if you're coloring them is to color big swaths at once. In other words, take a big piece of your bed sheet and maybe tear it into sections, like big quarter sections or eighth sections, something like that. And then make one pink and maybe make them multicolored, but do like a bunch at once, because you're really going to want to cover the deck with some plastic wrap, or I did mine on wax paper, but it probably wasn't the most efficient. But if you have any of that, like painter's plastic, something that, or shower curtain would work great, but you just lay it down and then you go there and you spritz with your dyes or your coffee. I used a lot of coffee in the dyeing too. So a lot of these have coffee as well on them. And that gives the brown tones, the nice warm brown aged vintage tones. And then you can add colors on top of that, and it looks really cool. So that can be a lot of fun. And let's see, what else do we have? We are on we're already on number 10. Okay, and I have a bonus one. Okay, so this was a quick and easy one, and I have shown this before, but just wanted to show you that when you're tearing, you end up with a lot of this stuff. And whenever I see this stuff, this in one sense looks like cheesecloth to me, so you could use it wherever you were going to use cheesecloth. Okay, something you could glue that down and glue something on top of it and nest it and make a little embellishment that way. Or, I said the word nest, you could make a little bird's nest. And this is my little bird's nest design. Whenever I have little loose fabric or loose threads, I wrap them all up in a little coil design, and then I pop some beads or pearls or something in the center with a little Fabrifix, and there you've got a little bird's nest, and you can glue that onto a page somehow. And this was just a little scrap that I had. I could glue the whole thing onto a page, or I could tear this off, or I could totally tear it so you can't see that paper at all, and it would just be a little bird's nest sitting on a page somewhere. So that's another idea. Wow, we are just blowing through these. Okay, so okay, now here's the bonus, and I have shown this in a video before, but I will link the video below in case you want to see exactly how to do this. But you can take your long white fabric strips. Do I have any? And let me just demonstrate. So you can make fabric twine out of them, and that can be used for so many things. You can make spine dangles. You can make these a lot longer. You can make journal wraps with them. You can use them for bookmarks, so many things. But basically, when you're tearing your bed sheet, you want to make a little cut with the scissor, make a tiny cut, and then pull. And a nice cotton sheet will tear very well. And this one, like I said, it's only a twin, but with one good little tear, you get all this. And you get all that to work with, and you can make these as thick or as thin as you want, and these just have a multitude of ideas. So these are only 11 ideas, and there's about 1 million ideas. So here's another thing. If you don't have a bed sheet, maybe a pillowcase. Maybe there's an old pillowcase around that is not loved anymore, and just give that little pup a good wash, and you can tear that up and use the fabric in that as well. It's excellent fabric. It can be reused, repurposed, recycled, and there are so many things that we can do with these wonderful bed sheets. So next time you're thinking it's time to get rid of a bed sheet, think again, because maybe, just maybe, you're going to say, hey, there are things I can do in my junk journal with my fabric sheet. So I hope this gives you ideas. I hope you had fun. I'll just put some of these back over here so give you ideas again. And here is the journal wrap. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would really like to see every video that I put out, be sure to click the notification bell beside the subscribe button, and that ensures that you will get notified of every video that I put up. It'll come, I think it makes it come up in your home feed. But otherwise, then you have to go to your subscription link to make sure to look for all the videos, or my channel page. And if you're looking for any favorite tools or supplies, my link below is the Amazon store is linked below, and it shows everything by picture, and you can just look along and click on the items and you'll see all the details and everything. And digital kits, if you're interested in any digital kits, I have a lot of vintage digital kits and in my Etsy shop, and I'll always be adding more of those, so keep an eye out for those. But recently I just put in mushrooms and tickets and Victorian people, fairies, and I can remember four of them. I can never remember the other one. But I forgot fairies the other day, and there was another one that I remember. But anyway, they're all in there. There's flowers, there's butterflies, there's vintage ledger, there's all sorts of Victorian trading cards and calling cards, and a whole myriad of things that you can peruse through there. And more coming. And sign up for my newsletter. It's a monthly emailed newsletter, and you get included with that a free digital image that will come monthly to you in your email. It also includes the checklist of journal supplies, which is an extensive checklist. It's about 7 pages long, I believe, and it includes basic and advanced journal supplies. And the basic ones are ones that you just want to keep an eye out around your home. They're mostly free or free. And the ones in the advanced are more like Christmas wish ones that would be really nice to have. So it's just kind of a little reminder of what to look for, what to keep your eyes open for as you're perusing your universe. And then there's also the note from the bookmaker link in there, and I believe that is in Word and PDF format, so you can change it around a little bit. And that is the note that I put in front of all my journals explaining what a junk journal is and different ways that it can be used in case you get squirrely face when you hand your journal to somebody and they're looking at you going, oh my gosh, this is magnificent. What on earth is it? And what do I do with it? And so that kind of helps with that little situation. My videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And my podcasts come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. And my podcasts are junk journal related material. They're not audio from my videos, but they're new material, and I discuss all sorts of topics related to junk journals and journaling, and trending topics and things that are going on in the industry, and many quandaries that many of us have, you know, as we're making our books and making our journals, things that we think about or things that crop up that we wonder what we should do, how, you know, what's a good way to approach this, what's a good strategy, what are my options, that kind of thing. So check out my podcast. It's the Paper Outpost podcast, The Joy of Junk Journals, and it's free to listen to, and all the links are below. If you have, you don't have to have any special app or software. Just go to anchor.fm, and the link is below, and you can just listen to it straight from there on your PC, iPhone, tablet, doesn't matter. If you have Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Spotify, you can listen through that. And remember, I can always be found on Instagram, Pinterest, Etsy, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Come and join our Facebook group. We're having a lot of fun out there. We're doing weekly and monthly challenges, and the group is very fun and friendly. And we're very focused on junk journals and journal making. And, you know, we have a lot of fun. We really enjoy answering each other's questions. If you've had any challenges or difficulty making anything, there's so much experience in this group. And there's so many people willing to contribute what they've learned along the way. And it truly is a journey of learning along the way. And I was just helping somebody this morning with, she had made a beautiful journal, and her pages, she made them the exact size as her cover, and that meant that they came right to the edge or even stuck out a little bit more, and what to do. So I gave her some suggestions on how to get around that. You don't need to deconstruct your journal. There's a few quick and easy tips that you can do, because a lot of us have been in those situations, and you know, it's just wonderful to hear different people's takes on different ways to approach solving these things. So yeah, it's a great place to share and learn from each other. So come on over. And remember that fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon, everybody. Just go out there and have some fun. You deserve it. And I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.